Hey guys, welcome to You the Boss podcast, episode 42. I'm your host, Pam, and today we're going to be talking about the power of gratitude. As per Google, gratitude means the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for, and to return kindness. Another definition I found was gratitude is a feeling of appreciation or thankfulness for the kindness or benefits received from others, oneself, or the world. It involves recognizing and acknowledging the positive aspects of life and the support one has received, often leading to greater sense of well-being and connection with others. In the recent years, we've experienced so much. Humanity has seen such a shift in the world. And sometimes it can be really overwhelming to be thankful or to show gratitude because sometimes it might feel useless. Sometimes you might feel like almost like a sense of shame for being grateful for something because maybe people around you are going through a hard time, or maybe you're going through a hard time and you just can't find something to be grateful for. You feel like you don't want to spend energy on that because you're just trying to get by. And maybe you're thinking you don't have anything to be grateful for. And I'm here to tell you that gratitude can do so much for your life. It can help you find the positive in even the hardest things. And this isn't to say that you're ignoring the current season that you're in. Maybe you're having a harder season than others. But it can help you find ways to find more positive in things. And I think that that's something that's so important in this day and age with all the negativity floating around. It's important to find true positivity, not toxic positivity. It affects your mood. It can help you focus on what's good. You know, having a way to record your gratitude or having a way to just focus out of the day-to-day of negativity and all of those things, it can help you really harness that. And it also helps in times of stress when you have a place to revert back to of, I've had such a hard day. Let me find this one thing that I was grateful for today in some fashion or another. It definitely does help your quality of life. In this episode, we're going to cover 5 or 6 ways that you can incorporate a gratitude journal or a way to express gratitude. And it's not because it's a trend. It's not because, someone on the internet said so, but because it does genuinely do something for your heart that I think everyone needs. So number 1, choose a journal. I found in the past that it was hard for me to sit with just a regular notebook because maybe I didn't feel good holding it. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't like something that I felt connected to. So when I initially started journaling for a while, it was on my iPad. I had my Apple Pencil and I just started to record and write things down. And it made me feel good. And more recently, on my birthday, I visited a store and they had this really cute journal, and it was like a leather binding, and it had all these different like moons and things like that. I actually have it in front of me for those of you watching the video of this podcast. I found this journal, and I just felt so connected to it. So, sometimes that's what you need. You need something that you want to hold, something that you want to touch, feel. And if you're the type of person that journals on their phone, then that's something that you feel good about. Make sure you feel good about the case on your phone. The point is that when you touch or you hold it, you feel good about it. Number 2, if you're someone like me, you might need journal prompts to get you started. And sometimes I've found in the past that like a quick journal prompt actually helped me get a lot of thoughts down. So maybe Google some. I know that there's apps, there's so many things out there. So just find what fits for you that'll help you get the ball rolling. Something that, again, feels personal and feels easy. Number 3, be as specific as possible. For example, if you're grateful for your best friend, why? Why are you grateful for this person in your life? Maybe they have supported you or shown up for you in a time of need, or maybe shown up for you when other people didn't realize that you were having a hard time. When you're writing things that you're grateful for, like when you're grateful for material things, do the same. Why are you grateful for that car, your camera? Why are you grateful for that? Be as specific as possible. Number 4, try to write in it every day. If not every day, every other day. Create a routine for yourself that at the end of every day, you take 5 to 10 minutes and you write down why you're grateful. I know that this one can be a little bit challenging, especially if you work a 9 to 5 or you work a 9 to 9. It all depends on your lifestyle. And I know that this can be challenging, which is why I challenge you to take 5 minutes. Start with a couple of minutes every day. And maybe you can start in the morning. First thing in the morning, maybe that's when you have your most time, or maybe in the evening when you're having coffee between situations of like if you work multiple jobs or you're in one place in the morning and in another place in the evening. Maybe on your way to your evening situation, you can take a few minutes to just write down what it is that you're grateful for. I promise you that when you start to look for things in your day-to-day to be thankful for, even if it's what you think is small, it gives you something to be excited about. It gives you something to look forward to. Number 5, try to express gratitude for people instead of things. Make it a point every day in your list of things that you're being grateful for to write a person, whether it's maybe the stranger in front of you paid for your coffee, or someone held the door for you and it gave you time to be able to juggle all the things you were walking through the door with. When you're looking for this person, ask yourself, what have they done for you? Maybe they brought something to your attention that made you want to be a better person, or they told you that you inspired them and they gave you a reason. So write those things down. Look for someone to be grateful for. Number 6, this one is kind of really sweet to me because it's kind of how this episode came to be. Pay attention to how your gratitude session, because that's kind of what I've started to call them, pay attention to how it makes you feel. I found myself recently very humbled by realizing that a lot of the things that I'm grateful for are not necessarily material things, but what they can provide for me. Humbled because I'm recording this episode in a room in my home, in my house. For 3 years of this podcast, 3.5 years, I should say, I recorded this podcast in the dining room or living room of my 1-bedroom apartment with a full setup of lights and a backdrop and so many different things. And I would have to build everything up, record the episode, take it all back down because I didn't have a lot of space to be able to leave the things up. And now I have a designated space for it. And I don't say that to you from a place of bragging. I say that to you from a place of how grateful I feel and how I was searching the other day for things to write down that I was grateful for, and that came across for me. I feel grateful because when I'm done recording, I can just turn everything off and walk out of the room. I don't have to take any of it down. I don't have to say, oh man, I have to wake up early in the morning to take it down because it's all in the way, and etc. And I think that it's just so enriching for me in this specific situation that I found gratitude in that. And I want you to know that the importance of a gratitude journal is to not wave it around all the time and say, hey, look at me, I'm practicing gratitude. It's literally for yourself. It's literally for you to enrich your life, to enrich your spirit, to remind you that even on the hardest days, on the maybe one day you had such a bad day, so maybe someone is very sick, maybe you're having a challenge at work. It just, some of those hard days, it gives you something to look back on and say, you know what, 2 weeks ago, I listed this as something that I was really grateful for. And you're able to look back on that and you're able to reflect that. It's there to remind you that the days are not always hard days. And gratitude is not a way to cover the hard things. I want to leave you guys with that. It's not a way for you to pretend like everything is great. It's not a way for you to ignore current feelings that might be coming up. It's not meant to mask those hard days. In fact, I think that the hard days are equally as important as the good days because it reminds us of how special and fleeting life really is. So if you're going through a hard season right now, I want to remind you that you're not alone, that you have space in this world to express yourself, and also time to feel it. Bottom line. The purpose of the gratitude journal is to bring you back to the place where you remember that it really can't rain forever. Thank you for listening. Come back again next week for another episode of You the Boss podcast.